Hey guys, here. So, a lot of things to go through today. Was that a clap? Today on the show. First of all, title update coming tomorrow. We're going to talk about some power-ups that they put in the game. Both free ways of getting super expensive power-ups and new power-ups that were added. And we'll go through those cards too. So, there's that, and we're also going to talk about the run game and the balance of the game and kind of like a little bit of that, Twitter thing that I was into last night with Joke. So we'll talk about the run game, my thoughts around that. But first, a word from our sponsor. Rock Bottom Coins is the #1 place to get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins for my videos, sell them to Rock Bottom. If you're buying, use my code GUTBOX for 15% off. I don't know. I literally couldn't click on it. I might run that again. I don't know. All right, let me click. Let me start it up again.
Rock Bottom
Get
Coins
it
is the #1 place
Come
to
on.
get your Madden 21 coins. If you make coins,
All right, 15% off your order. Use code GUTFOX. All right, so let's first talk about the new cards in game today. I think just going to the EA Sports account is the best. We talked through some of them. Yesterday we talked through these ones: Littleton, Fitzgerald, Allen, Andrews, Rhodes. Then we went got Tannehill, Anderson, Peterson, Kennard, and Collins. Also, Collins is. I bet you he'll get like a Halloween card if he gets a power up, right? I mean, he's got a couple teams under his belt now, so maybe Giants fans will really like the low overall card he has in game. But regardless, okay? Regardless. Let's go through the cooler part of the power-ups. Not necessarily just the names, but the challenges we're getting for a free one. You go in here, and there you go. Do these power-up challenges. They expire at 10 a.m. October 21st, so a week. I would assume we get more of these things, right? Because if you click on them, we can look at milestones too. 50 power-up fantasy pack. So you will get one of the new power-ups that I just showed for doing the one solo and then the 5th solo, I think is what they said. And then you get a 50. So basically, hundreds of thousands of coins in power-up you're getting. So I would expect these things, or if they haven't already, they're just freaking crashed. Next week, I expect to get solos similar to this for them. So the 50 power-up fantasy pack will probably, the power-ups will be expensive right away again. And then once Wednesday comes along, they'll crash. If they do this again. Now, that's a big risk. If, maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't. But I would not be investing in power-ups. I think for the 50 other power-ups, cheap power-ups are okay to invest in. Now, that's what I talk about, okay? Title update coming tomorrow. There's a lot of things they need to fix. We'll see what they do. Because, you know what? Frankly, right now, Madden 21's in a worse place than where it was at launch. Because even though they fixed some bugs, they introduced some new ones. Wide receivers dropping the ball. Defenders dropping the ball. It's all horrible, right? There's a lot of problems with the balance. QB draw, force, and etc. All right? So, first of all, I want to go through and talk about yesterday. It had a lot more traction, or had a lot more people talking than I thought it would. So, first of all, before I get into this, I don't want to see anybody in the comment section ripping Joke or anything. He won the championship last year running the ball effectively. Now, me and Jemai talked about this. You can see that video on the second channel. There's Joke is a competitor, and his game is based around running the rock. And so getting your side, your main thing is the most powerful thing is part of his motivation. Now, should developers be listening to comp players? That's a whole other topic because they are inherently biased because they're making money off the game. Now, I'm making money off the game by doing these videos, and I'm trying to better it. So everybody does have their mixed, I would say, motivations right there. So let's take all that out of it, right? Take all of that out of it. I don't want to see any insults to Joke. A lot of people got way too serious in the replies. There's nothing against him here. I just think we on this channel debate ideas. We don't do that, taking shots at people type of shit. So here we go. I said there goes Joke complaining about the pass game again, right? And maybe that was a little too serious against him, and maybe that got people too much on him. And the reason I said this is because this is what he does. And it's okay to complain about portions of the game. The thing about Joke was that he's had so much in this game change in the past. The developers really listened to him. They've nerfed the pass this year because of Joke. Because wide receivers held out of the ball so much. Now they're dropping it. Because defenders didn't play well. Now they're playing better. They're tighter in zone coverage. They're reacting better. The motion snap and bunch. Remember motion snapping out verticals? Joke complained about it. It's gone out of the game now. Right? Another thing, a couple of years ago, we were able to block players that were field goal blocking us, that were field goal glitching us, field goal block glitching us, that were DCing us. We were able to block those players so we wouldn't match up with them again. Joke was the reason they got rid of that, because he went on a long tirade over and over about people avoiding matching up with him in salary cap. Now, I don't know how good that'd be with Weekend League now, because then you just block all the top players and you have an easy method to top. But at the time, we didn't have Weekend League. At the time, they told us, you know what? If you face a DC glitcher or field goal glitcher in regular head-to-head, tough shit. We're only monitoring the competitive leaderboard. So they made the game worse at the time for us regular players, and they'd only kind of look at the top-end players and care about them. So for regular football enthusiasts, MUT players, MUT nerds like myself, Joke made the game worse. And he has made the game worse with his opinions on it, because they listened to him and they nerfed the pass. And because they, like, his game style is one of, like, let me show the graphic, actually. I think this says it better than ever I can. CC made this yesterday and said, I saw the talk about Gunslinger and made a chart to help out. Will Joe complain? Does he use it? No. He will complain if he doesn't use it. Yes. Is he good at it? Yes. No complaints. Is he good at it? No. He will complain. Okay. So, it's kind of what I was getting at. Kind of, sort of, a little bit. Okay? So I said, he only complains about, where'd it go? He only complains about the pass game. And because he doesn't want the run game to go anywhere. And he said, you complain about runs because you can't shoot gap. No one good at Madden lets people run stretch. So he came for my throat saying, you're not good enough. That's why the run, people can run the ball against you. And that's why the run's effective, because you're bad. Now, I could show the footage of him getting stretched for a touchdown last night in the EA stream. We don't have to do that. But, like, you got to know the run's powerful, right? He wouldn't run the block every single play, except for, like, with 50 seconds left last night. And he came into my scheme, the trips tight end scheme, when it got serious. But there's a reason why he runs the ball, because it's the most effective strategy, right? He's a competitor. He wants to win. So saying just shoot gaps, bro, as the defense to the run game is wrong, because why weren't people shooting the gaps last year against him, right? Why do we want 21 to go back to a run simulator? Now, you're always like, well, why are you so against the run, Fox? I'm not against the run. I think a good, well-balanced run game is super important to this game, and it's like literally fundamental. But the problem right there is balance, right? When you can come out here's the thing. I am the kind of guy that wants this game to play like a football game. I want to be able to go match football concept against football concept and succeed. And if you don't like change your strategy and you can run the same thing over and over, that's a bad game, right? If I come out stack the box with 9 guys, you should not gain more than a yard against me, right? Just like the NFL, right? You ever see like 3rd and 1 and they try to run the ball and they don't succeed? Or sometimes they punch ahead for a yard or two? That's what should happen. If I come out, stack box, and then you run I-form dive stretch kind of shit, right? Like, if you pass out of it, I think you should be doing better, because that's called a balanced game, right? There's a reason why nobody really runs I-form anymore in the NFL, because it's not that effective. So, I think a well-balanced, like, and the same thing against the pass game, right? The same thing against the pass game is, I think cover 3 match, those kind of concepts should 100% work. When the pass game is overpowered, it's also a bad game. When you could run crossers over and over, it's a bad game. Luckily, the devs have put in football concepts to stop that stuff, right? We now have zone drops. Hopefully, they can fix match coverage to help stop the pass, right? It's not that I hate the run game. It's not that I hate it. It's that it's not balanced overall. And then when he puts out something like, Gunslinger should only be, no way, people would only use Gunslinger as 3 AP. The thing is, like, we have this archetype system for a reason. It's a system that I've been very meh on overall. But, like, looking at the archetype system, if you look, he's complaining about Gunslinger. Gunslinger on quarterbacks is 3 AP, right? Is 3 AP. Dude got dotted by a strong arm quarterback like Allen or Favre. Dude got dotted by a pocket passer and couldn't take it. And that's why he complained about it. It's just, it's weird, right? Vic, and why does everybody use scrambling quarterbacks if pocket passes are so powerful with Gunslinger? Makes no sense to me. Maybe later in the year? I don't know. Who knows once maybe the Favre types gets faster, gets a golden ticket. But by that time, the game's kind of gone to shit already with everybody having 99s. But, like, his Gunslinger is the one at 1 AP. So, like, I don't know. I'm not buying it. Getting dotted up by a pocket passer is something so new to Madden. Whereas he has 4 AP for a escape artist once he gets to 82 speed. So, like, getting dotted up by a pocket passer, maybe just so foreign to Madden, that's why he got angry at it. But, like, we can't let him complain about the game because EA does really listen to him and really make changes. And without, like, pushing back on that, right? Because we know they don't listen to Madden voice. We saw them. Like one of the major complaints, like one of the top few complaints on the first Madden voice was fix the run game. Fix the pass game wasn't there. Fix the run game was. But guess what? The first patch had nothing to do with the run game. They nerfed the patch. Wide receivers can't hang on the ball as much anymore. And then although they buffed it because DBs now drop the ball, which is a horrible thing, right? Like if I were all pro pass, I would say DBs dropping the ball is perfectly fine. I would say that's realistic. No, that shit sucks. Right? A well-balanced product that's competitive and pretty close to realistic is what we're looking for here. Okay? That's like the ideal. So it just sucks because 20 was such a run game. 21's kind of going that way too. The QB draw. We'll see. Of course, you know, the patch tomorrow could come by and change everything. Because like even when he said shooting gaps, bro, right? Linemen are psychic. Have you ever shot the gap and your guy just slows down and stops? Right? So that it's not even 100% proof there. Right? You can't even do that. So, I don't know. I just hope, like, I hope the run game, like, doesn't force us into nonsensical nickel packages to stop I-forms, strongs, and we can actually stop it with heavy packages, right? That's why linebackers should be better against the run than DBs, but they aren't. DBs still shed guards like they're not even a problem. I don't know how, the solution doesn't seem that hard, right? Make edge defenders do their job. Make defensive linemen not get pushed back 1.5 yards every play. Make linebackers actually okay at taking on linemen and safeties, like 190-pound safeties, 200-pound safeties. Not do as well against linemen. I don't know. It's tough. Madden's it's got some fundamental problems in its game, and we've seen it for years. So please make heavy packages better. That's what she said. And make football, please. Or make Madden football. That's what I really want. So, I mean, there are more things that we can talk about. Stopping the run, about pursuit, tackling is still ass, and so much and so forth. But I think that's where I'm just going to leave it today. That's my opinion on the whole debate. A well-balanced game. And stop nerfing the pass if you're not going to nerf the run, too, right? If you want to make it a defensive game, make it a defensive game. Who cares? Whatever, just do it. But if you're going to take a pound of flesh from the pass game, take it from the run game, too. Actually, don't do any of that. That's a terrible idea. All right, that's a fucking horseshit idea. Balance the game out. Look at things like EA has these analytics, right? Rex Dixon came on the podcast a few years ago when he was head of EA, Madden, not EA, it's Andrew Wilson, but he said they have analytics for how much yards are gained on the play, right? Isolate the top, 300,000 players or whatever it is, just 1,000 people, and be like, all right, what's gaining the most yards? What are they doing really well? All right, obviously the pass game is going to have more average yards per play than the run game because that's the NFL. But if you can run four downs in a row, falling forward with reach for it, with the fall forward mechanics like Reggie Bush and other light running backs still falling forward on like LT and 330-pound linemen don't matter, then go ahead. I mean, that should be nerfed, right? They shouldn't be consistently 4 yards and then break a tackle, go all the way, or your players trip on each other and then they get a touchdown off of it. So, I don't know, hopefully in the future we can play some actual fundamentally sound defense and it actually does well against the run, and that's the ideal. But until then, don't be nerfing the pass game just because a guy said, this is overpowered, because it's not. It 100% isn't. Why wasn't he using it? Right? He literally had the opportunity last night himself to use it and he didn't. I don't know. Anyways, love your joke at the end. In the end, good dude. I just disagree with his opinion on it, and that's all I have to say about it. Hopefully you liked it. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you liked it. Thumbs down if you didn't. I'll see you tomorrow.